Welcome back. It's John Pettipas. It's 11 o'clock in the morning on a stormy, snowy Thursday morning, the 9th day of December 2021. It's my distinct honor and pleasure and privilege to wish a very happy birthday to Auld, Cove, Antigonish County, Nova Scotia's oldest and arguably one of the most distinguished ladies of Eastern Antigonish County, Mary Wood, Jackie Wood's widow. She was a long-time school teacher, and I'm going to tell her she's not the least bit shy, and so she won't mind if people know how old she is. She turned 96 this morning. She's 96 years old, and I'm wearing red. I'm wearing red in your honor because she's a big liberal, and one does not mess with Mary, okay? She's the widow of late Jackie Wood. She give you a little background in the early days. He was a wonderful gentleman in his own right. We know that man's in heaven. I can remember one time going to church, actually many times going to church. If Mary wasn't going to church that day, she went to Mass the night before, he went in a half-ton truck and I'd get a drive in and Mass with him in Mulgrave. And if she hadn't gone to church the night before, they took the family car and she was in the front seat, obviously, and he was in the driver's seat and I was in the back seat passenger. And rainy morning, one morning, he drove up by the church steps to drop her off so she wouldn't have to walk across the street in the parking lot in the rain. And she looked up, opened the door. Jackie! You always have to stop in the puddle? And just recently, no more than about 4 or 5 weeks ago, one of her granddaughters was in and said, "That sounds like Grandma. That sounds like her." Anyway, she takes in but she is a remarkable lady. One doesn't mess with Mary. Let's put it this way. One doesn't mess with Mary. She came from Caledonia, upper part of Antigonish County, back of St. Andrews. And in fact, late, great, saintly Bill Gillis went to her mother's, Mary Wood, Mrs. Mary Wood, Jackie's widow. It was 96th day, and we celebrate her birthday today, her 96th birthday. And her mother had her 90th birthday and was in the following week's casket, the casket newspaper in Antigonish, that Bill Gillis had attended the Sunday afternoon get-together for what was Mary Wood, who we celebrate birthday today's mother, who's 90. So she's a long-life lady, and she's been most of her life she spent in Auld Cove. She was a school teacher. Jackie Wood. Grandpa Wood, they refer to him affectionately as Grandpa Wood, late Johnny Wood, and his wonderful wife, Jessie, they moved to Auld Cove back, and it had to be in the 40s, way before I was born, and they had so many children, they ultimately had 14 kids. One young little child died very young, and 13 kids went to wonderful adulthood. So there was a family of 13, 14 births, and 13 survived in adulthood. And wonderful family. And so they had so many children, there was a lot of older people in Auld Cove, and they were going to shut the schoolhouse. And old fishermen, woodsmen, a lot of fishermen in Auld Cove in those days. This is pre-Cancer Causeway now. And they decided to keep the schoolhouse open. Well, in comes more kids, so they keep the schoolhouse open, and a fine, young, attractive teacher moves in the community. Her name is Mary Kenny. And this wouldn't go over nowadays, but it's not untold. She was, I think, 17, and he was 16. But anyway, he asked her out to dance, asked the teacher out to dance. It wasn't teacher's pet or anything, but asked her out to dance. And from there, they got married a few years later, and they had a big family. Wonderful daughter, Margie, not their daughter, but sister-in-law of Mary and sister of Jackie, daughter of Johnny and Jessie Wood, said that school bus could fill it halfway up at Mama's driveway, because there was Grandpa and Jessie Wood's house on one side of the lot, and the other side of the parking lot was Jackie and his wife Mary. They have I should know this, damn near 10 kids. So Jackie, her husband's one of 14, and Jackie and Mary have, I believe, near 10 kids. And we know that man's in heaven. He was a wonderful gentleman in his own right. He was a woodsman, a fisherman, and just a wonderful gentleman. Anyway, back to Mary. So Mary marries Jackie, and they have many daughters, a few sons, but so lots of suitors come in. One of the finest girls, a number of fine girls in but one of the finest girls got married to a fellow not too far from me here, had her in, and first night he went to pick her up, take her out, I don't know, to the A&W drive-in or dance or something on a Friday night. Movie or something, and girl was getting ready upstairs and said, "What do you do?" And as I explained where he was from, up the road from here several miles, and whose parents were, and his father, and she found out that his father, her future son-in-law, her daughter's date that night, took and performed a certain procedure election time. And once Mary heard that, they were fast friends. You didn't have to ask Daddy's hand in marriage. They take and his father would help out the certain procedure. It was common those days, election time, and they were fast friends. They had the future mother-in-law's blessing that have their lovely daughter's hand in marriage, and that marriage has worked out extremely well, and they have a large family too. They're wonderful people. Anyway, so back to Mary, one remarkable lady. She's a feisty cat. There's no question there, and she's a school teacher. Actually, I spoke to the lady this morning. Eileen Wood, saintly and wonderful Eileen Wood. Her late husband was a fantastic gentleman in his own right. He be kind of the middle of the totem pole of the Wood family. And he said, late Alan Wood, and he told Eileen, of all the school teachers he had, Mary Kenny at the time, later Mrs. Wood, was the best school teacher had. She was very thorough. She has a remarkable memory. Okay. She takes and she can recall stuff that other mere mortals couldn't recall. So remarkable memory. She then taught in Harvard Bush. So share this video far and wide. She has students there. She taught at Harvard Bush School for years. And she has a big family and grandkids and great-grandkids. Mary Wood and the late saintly Jackie Wood, there's something like Abraham and Sarah in the Bible that the Lord promised them, the prophet, that your descendants shall number like the stars in the sky or the sands in the desert. And so there's lots of Woods, and they're very good people. There's no question, no coincidence that Wood is W-O-O-D and good is G like God, O-O-D. So both Wood and good and an O-O-D. So just a few letters difference on the alphabet, the first letters, and Wood and good, they're great people. With that, Mary Wood, we wish you a happy birthday and many, many more. And you say it was 96. Yes, I'm saying and many, many more, because she is a long time, the oldest resident of Auld, Cove, Antigonish County. I think of Mary Alister's wonderful saintly mother, Mrs. Emily Cahoon. She was down near 103 when she passed on to heaven. Joe MacDonald missed his 103rd birthday by 1.5 months. So, and liberals of old is a proven fact. So I've no question we'll be doing this for a number of years yet. All the best. God bless Mary Wood. Happy 96th birthday and many, many more. Thank you. Bye for now. Share the video far and wide. Press the subscribe button. Enjoy. Bye for now. Thank you. And it's a stormy day today, and Mary Wood comes in like a storm, so she probably is born on the stormy day, December birthday. There's something special about folks born in December. Hell of a lot of good people born in December, and she's very much a child of December. Thank you. Bye for now.